Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and you know we have fun on Saturdays. So my partners at Gulf of America XRP.com. Yesterday I got my email. I get an email from these guys. These are XRP guys. I get an email from them every single Friday, and it shows properties down on the Gulf of America, and this week they featured golf course homes that are also close to the ocean. And so I wanted to show you this one. This is about a $3.5 million house down there. Let me go back. I'm going to go backwards. It's in a golf course community. It's got a pool, and then you got the golf course looking out there. And then, it's, of course, all golf courses have lakes. But this is a community. It's called Water Sound. Very nice community down around, in fact, let me show you where it is. This is around Alice Beach, Seacrest area down that way. And just to show you, to zoom out here, I'll show you where that is. Panama City Beach, and then you've got Alice Beach, then you get over to, but these guys cover all the way really down to Pensacola, and then they can also refer you to other places as well. Let's go back to this. I want to show you some of these views. That's your pool area where you can sit and watch TV. What a view. So for all you golf course fanatics, if you were thinking about when you cash out some of that XRP heading to Florida, this looks like a nice place if you're into golf for sure. Okay, and if you want to join their newsletter, it's free. Go to gulfofamericaxrp.com. You just put your name and email address in, and you'll receive a Friday email every Friday if you're in the mood to be dreaming about what you're going to do with your XRP. And by the way, Florida has no state income tax, so it's a great place to own real estate. You can also call them if you're interested in doing something now. You can call them at 850-890-8884. Okay, the market surged after Powell's speech yesterday. XRP I had scooped some up down at 279 or 280-ish, somewhere in that range. And I've been in crypto for a long time, and what I've learned is when all the sentiment is going one way, those are the opportunities. So I saw it as an opportunity, and I won on that logic, on that particular buy, but it doesn't matter. I'm holding for a long time anyway. The reason the markets went off is because of what this guy's saying. It's the indicator to everyone. Okay, here comes the liquidity.
There's going to be liquidity, and people realize that, the market is going to go higher, and there's risk assets. And then, Charles, and I think you've been talking about this for a period of time, is Wall Street sold the bottom. Wall Street is underexposed. And so like in 09 or 03, we're going to have a massive catch-up trade between now and the first quarter of 2026. And so, yes, AI is great, but at the same point in time, small cap, retail, home builders, everything is going to have a massive catch-up trade. And so what I would be suggesting your listeners to do, or your viewers to do, is expect the breadth in the market to increase over the next 4 to 6 months.
A liquidity breath, translation. Brad Garlinghouse finally speaks. He's been quiet for the last few weeks. While many attendees at SALT have been in crypto for a long time, the change in tone on stage one-on-one convos from even a year ago is dramatic, very palpable. I don't think many of us had multiple Fed governors publicly embracing crypto technology on our bingo cards. A new dawn indeed. And then here's an interesting picture. Stuart Alderati, I guess they were, I'm assuming, it looks like maybe Brad Garlinghouse was in Wyoming. The reason I think this is because they had this American Innovation Project. This is another conference there, and it's kind of strange because Brad Garlinghouse didn't show up at the Wyoming blockchain, the SALT conference, or I don't think he did. But then this, when you see, I mean, I could be wrong, but you see some of the decor here, the rocks and the wood and all. It looks like this right here took place in Jackson Hole 2. I've been there, so some of these, the way they decorate looks similar. You got Stuart Alderati there, and then you've got Cynthia Loomis in the room, and guess who else is in the same room? Brad Garlinghouse. But we didn't see any. Remember, Cynthia Loomis is the one that wouldn't meet with Brad Garlinghouse. So you got that going on. Kind of interesting. Then yesterday, we also got this. The second court has approved the joint stipulation of dismissal. So this is just them tidying up, the 15th end to the Ripple case. But they got to get all the paperwork right. So that's all this is, I guess. And we'll probably see some more of this kind of stuff to wind it all down. Then we've got Tom Lee. He thinks Ethereum's going to flip Bitcoin, just like I think XRP is going to flip them all.
Big could ETH get? How? I hate the term market cap because it's not applicable. Your company has a market cap. ETH doesn't have a market cap. Has a market size.
It has a network value.
What is the current value of all the ETH in the world? How big do you think it could get? Because working backwards, that's what the 5% stake in ETH, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
So what do you think?
It's about 480 billion right now of fully diluted network value.
Okay.
But
is the supply contracting or not yet?
It's actually growing about 1%.
Growing
which is
1%.
Slower than Bitcoin's inflation rate.
Okay.
It's actually a third of Bitcoin's inflation rate.
Okay. How big do you think that could be?
Well, I think that there is a very high probability, I'm going to say maybe even 50%, that Ethereum's network value will flip Bitcoin's.
Wow.
Like when?
The flippening.
Maybe in a couple years.
People have been saying this for a long time.
Yeah.
How much bigger is Bitcoin now? Is it
it's 2.2 trillion right now.
And ETH is what, 400 billion?
Yeah.
All right.
But you're not an ETH maxi. You think?
I'm not. I'm still a Bitcoin bull. I think Bitcoin's
Okay.
going to 1 million, but I'm saying like Ethereum's relative size, the ratio will actually be 1.
Then we don't have to play this clip, but here he's talking about how 6.6 billion in Ethereum generates over 200 million in net income. If you hold ETH and you agree to stake it and validate transactions, you can earn staking fee, which is 3%. He plans to use the income to pay I wanted to show you this to illustrate. Listen, they've had yield on ETH for quite a while now, but with XRP, the yield's coming, and when the yield comes, nobody's really thinking about, how when it first gets yield, the effect on it. First of all, what happens to the flows into XRP to get some of that yield, and then ETFs happening maybe right in conjunction with it. My point is that the opportunity in XRP, for that reason, as well as the fact that Bitcoin and ETH, remember, this market has leaned towards them because they've had fake regulatory clarity all this time. They got the first futures, they got the first ETFs, they got the first everything. They got the liquidity because they intentionally created this market to make it look like Bitcoin and Ethereum were somehow superior. All of that goes away after the legislation, but it starts to go away even before that, because for Ripple at least, and for XRP, because the lawsuit's over. Grayscale files S1 for XRP ETF. There was a lot of ETF activity. These are the two ETF guys, Nate Garachi, S1 amendments rolling in today on spot XRP ETFs. Canary Coin shares, Franklin 21 shares, WisdomTree, Bitwise so far. Highly notable to see them cluster like this. Very good sign. And then this guy says the same thing. James Seifert says bunch of XRP ETFs filings being updated by issuers today, almost certainly due to feedback from the SEC. Good sign, but also mostly expected. Now, CoinMarketCap put this out. Now, this is interesting. WisdomTree positions XRP above Bitcoin, Ethereum, and institutional trading. The quiet part is starting to be said out loud. ETF issuer WisdomTree has designated XRP as an optimal tactical onshore play for institutional investors, citing the cryptocurrency's unique access to the CME-listed futures that eliminates reliance on offshore trading venues. The endorsement comes as institutional confidence in the cryptocurrency market strengthens, and XRP proponents predict the token could reach $1,000. They identify XRP as superior to Bitcoin, Ether, and Solana for institutional basis trading through regulated onshore markets. Writings on the wall. And then there was this. Riz points it out. The quiet part is being said out loud. WisdomTree identifies XRP as superior to Bitcoin. But Ether, he's just highlighting it. Okay, we're going to go into DAI XRP. Well, no, yeah. We're going to go to DAIXRP.com. And we're going to talk about, that's the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, click join below. If you'd rather join through X, just hit the subscribe button. We're going to talk about, let me see if I can remember the three things. The first thing is the multiplier effect and how it applies to XRP ETFs. The next thing we're going to talk about is the question that nobody ever asks about Ripple. Nobody doubts that Ripple is a juggernaut at this point. But here's something that would make it even bigger of a juggernaut, and it's never discussed. And we're going to talk about what we can't talk about out here. We don't talk about out loud out here. That's the whole reason I formed the Patreon in the first place. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.